Hello, my name's Henrik. I'm the CFO of AB Co., a division of a large multinational. I've tried for many years to reduce working capital, but nothing seems to work. I set targets and adjusted budgets. Whilst I got some quick wins, these results did not last. Group hired a top 6 consultancy to provide a working capital toolbox, which was available on the intranet, but nobody uses it. So I decided to set a tough target, a 20% reduction of working capital in 2 years. But I could see no way that this target could be achieved without external help. So I had discussions with several consultancy firms, including JustOne. I really liked JustOne as they came across as very different to conventional consultants. They told me that they would help us to use our own staff to make the necessary changes. I really liked the idea that all the experience from the project would benefit my people and would help with sustainability, so I engaged JustOne. They undertook a discovery assignment. I was surprised how quickly they were able to understand what was going on. They produced detailed reports for 3 countries and provided an estimate of the potential global savings in just a few weeks. The biggest surprise was that they managed to get the local management in each country to agree target reductions of 40%. So I knew what was needed and how much cash would be released, and more importantly, that local management had bought into the process. We're used to having steering committees for our projects, so we readily accepted the need for the JustOne Driving team approach. However, it took a few months to realize the subtle but powerful differences the JustOne approach made to the success of the project. We've successfully used train-the-trainer approaches before. However, I was really impressed by the efficient way JustOne developed selected staff to act as internal consultants so they had the ability to make the necessary changes happen. JustOne trained them, then showed them by leading an implementation in a pilot country with the internal consultants observing, so they could see the theory they had learned during the training put into practice. Then the internal consultants went out and implemented the changes in all the countries in scope. JustOne supported them especially on the first implementation of each ICs. The internal consultants worked part-time on the project and were able to continue with their permanent roles. Before the project, they had no consulting experience, and they were not working capital experts. So I was really surprised at how effective my people were at implementing the project. We have a track record of starting lots of projects. However, this is probably the first where it was crystal clear when new ways of working become business as usual. JustOne undertook the closure program in the pilot country, and the internal consultants closed the remaining countries. To ensure the changes stick, JustOne trained our people in sustainability measures. The internal consultants have returned to the countries every 6 months for 2 years after closure and made sure that leading practices were still in place and that people had not slipped into old habits. We have had a few countries where management changed and the team slipped backwards. However, the sustainability visits ensured we got back on track quickly. With JustOne's help, we managed to reduce our working capital by 40%, which was more than double my original target. This had the added advantage, since my division was the only one in the group to achieve the group target for working capital of 12% of sales. I don't usually like asking for help, especially from consultants. However, without the support of JustOne, I don't believe we would have made the fundamental changes to the way people think and behave. In fact, a couple of the ICs have been promoted to roles in other divisions to help them with their working capital. With JustOne Consultancy, your team can start reducing your working capital quickly and sustainably. Want to learn more? Visit www.justoneconsultancy.com.